trust myself or should I check?
Oof, that's a big like.
This is kind of
50-50.
a philosophical question almost.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah. I mean, me, I fuck myself over because I go back on tests and erase the right answer and pick the wrong one. So you might want to go check yourself, but you're taking advice from the wrong guy.
I'm gonna check right now, but I am certain I did it. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right.
I'm so confident.
So
I
you
did
probably did.
100%. But I need to check or else.
No, that'd be fucked.
Of course I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course I did.
No, every single time.
Come on, of course I did.
See, I would have. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I do this for a living. Of course I did it.
Millions.
Come on. I'm gonna make millions one day. Okay, so Burpee.
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, I've never actually called you by your first name. Let me give this a try.
No, it's all right.
Nick.
That's me.
Oh, that's so weird.
I know.
I don't like that.
There's
what
like
do you
a certain
prefer?
few. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, my close friends call me Nick. But like everyone else, it's whatever. Burpee,
Yeah.
Nick, doesn't really matter.
I just don't know if I could go.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nicks.
There's a lot. I got my roommate.
Your roommate Nick,
and I don't even call him Nick. I call him Dees.
Yeah, exactly.
his
So
last
I feel
name.
like that might be a Nick thing, where like you don't call Nicks by Nick.
Yeah, it's just because and I hate to say because I have a pretty basic name too. It's a basic name like Nick, Mike.
Damn.
Like these names, Dan. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of us in the
Yeah.
places that we live. Like in Mass, there's
Mhm,
a lot of like
for sure.
So it's so you kind of got to go by the last. Burpee. That's unique.
Very unique.
That's
Yeah.
unique. So
Something, it's a good thing, bad thing, whatever.
I think it's a great thing. I think it adds a little breath of fresh air
Yeah.
into my conversations. Like, oh, yo, you know where Burpee's been? I'm like, yo, Burpee, that's a sick name.
There's only one of those.
There's only one Burpee. I've never met multiple of those.
No.
But yeah. So before we started, I wanted to talk about. We were talking about before we got going. Kobe, because that's my lock screen. That's my home screen here.
Yep.
Let me just give one look at the Mamba real quick.
Yep.
Rest in peace, buddy. And his beautiful daughter. So sad.
I know.
So yeah, can you re-ask me the question you asked me?
Fuck. I
remember?
thought I said, like, are you a big Kobe guy or
That's what
around
you
that
said.
area? Yeah.
I am not.
Okay.
I wasn't my whole life because I'm a Celtics fan,
Yeah.
diehard,
Yeah.
and he ruined my Celtics. So
It's true.
if you were to ask me, probably, I mean, maybe after he retired, I was all right, but up until his last season, really,
Yeah.
I hated him, like it was like a hatred.
I agree with you.
And I think that's what made him passing so sad is
Yeah.
because I know I didn't give him the love and respect
He deserved.
because he gave me so many great moments. Like the reason I was so excited to watch the finals with us in it
Yeah.
is because we were going up against like the Lakers and Kobe, one of the greats of all time.
He was that guy.
And I was so disrespectful. Every shot he hit, I was like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, so disrespectful. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what hurt me a lot. I was like, damn, I really never gave this guy his flowers. Not that he cares or needed him from me,
Yeah.
but it's just like, for me, inside my own head, I should have been better.
100%. And it's like one of those things where, like, the day he passed away, I didn't think, I was like, oh, like, I was so flustered. I was like, I didn't think one of those people that you don't think they're ever going to die.
Yeah, yeah. He looks young. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
he looked the same for, like, past, like, the last, 10 years of his life.
Yeah.
He looked like, at this point in his life, this was, like.
Because he's got no hair, so it's like, fucking, he's not going to look
That's a
different.
good point.
You know?
That's a good point. He's, like, very, like, strong, like,
Yeah.
features.
Yeah.
And he just looks so young. And, like, it felt like, especially after he wrote that Dear Basketball thing.
Yeah.
He won, like, what was it, an
I think he won an Oscar for that, yeah.
It just felt like he had so much more ahead of him, almost more than what was behind him.
100%.
It felt like he was going to go on, like, the WNBA, like, he was really a big advocate for the
Yep.
WNBA, which, like, I ain't watching, but I respect
Yeah.
only because of Kobe. I would never have given it its love if he wasn't wearing the WNBA hoodies and all that.
100%.
And I just felt like he had more ahead of him than behind him, and that makes me so almost angry.
Yeah, I think he had a lot left to give to the game of basketball.
Yeah.
And to, like, just people in general.
Yeah, it's like a humanitarian. Do you remember where you were?
I do remember I was.
It's one of those things.
It's definitely. So I actually have a crazy thing about that. I was on my way back from UMass Amherst, and with my buddy, and we were driving, and we were just like super hungover, didn't feel good,
Yeah.
and we were like, I think I said to him, was like, I wish like I had a helicopter right now, and I swear
No
to God,
way.
I swear to God, it's like one of those things where I would not make that up. I swear to God. I mean, I literally, you could ask him if you met him. Like I
Wow.
was like, I want to be home so bad that I like wish we had a helicopter. But like, it didn't really mean anything by it. It's just one of those things like I quickly said.
Yeah.
And like 30 minutes later, I think we got a text in a group chat like, just someone said like Kobe died, and I was like, that's just not true.
It still feels fake.
Yeah, it's just like, nah, it's just not true.
It's just
you know, and I was like, I don't believe you at all. And so like we looked it up, and we were like, I was like looking for it, and I couldn't find it. It was like this one TMZ article. It was like Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah.
Like a helicopter crash. And I was like, I still don't, because it wasn't like confirmed yet.
Yeah.
So like in that, like when I actually did what it did came out, like I was like, holy shit! Like I pulled up the Foxhall, and no one knew. And I think I ran to a couple kids that I like knew a little bit. I was like, yo, like Kobe Bryant just died, and they were like, yeah, like all right, dude.
Sick, buddy.
Yeah, they did not believe me.
He would, because the thing is, like, I'm a massive basketball's my thing.
Yeah.
Love basketball. So the night before, literally the night before, LeBron passes him. He tweets out like, "Congrats."
Yeah, that
LeBron.
was the night. Yeah.
So I was like, no, he just we just spoke of him, and like I remember, I think it was Rachel Nichols. You know who that is? The NBA reporter. I don't know if she is anymore, but she's
still definitely.
Yeah. So she said, I remember she says, when someone dies, we always feel like we were just talking about him, but with Kobe, we literally were just talking.
Yeah, then literally the night before.
I was playing wiffle ball.
Okay.
I haven't played a game of wiffle ball since.
I mean, I wouldn't if it's just bad luck at this point.
Bad omen. I'm sitting there. I think I was pitching. They just messing around. You know, you're just with friends messing around. It was a beautiful Sunday. I remember. And I threw the ball, and it gets hit right by like Dan Graham on his phone. And I was like, dude, like, you know, we're not playing for real, but like, fucking wake up. You know, get off your phone. And he was like, Kobe Bryant just died. Fuck. And I was looking at him. I'm like, no. The same thing you did.
Yeah.
No. I'm looking. Everyone pulls out the phone and starts looking it up because I thought he was like, because he looked so shocked. I thought like the Celtics made like a trade or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know like what the hell was going on. And then he just goes, yeah, Kobe Bryant died. And then like you find out like his daughter's on the plane. Yeah. The whole like other family.
Whole other family. Yeah. Dude, I like read about how he died and like the whole thing, like the helicopter and all that stuff. And it's like crazy. Like they didn't, and like I think probably like they didn't know, not that they didn't know they died, but like the helicopter dropped at like 800 miles per hour, like something 1,000 feet. It was like crazy.
You don't even
stuff.
have time to
like react to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like.
And I know one guy said like, because then when that came out before that, I remember someone said like, you know, obviously Kobe would give anything in the world to have his daughter not be on it with him, and like he died 10 times over, like just so that she could live, whatever. Yeah. But like, and they said like, you gotta have some sort of like solace in the fact that if she's gonna go, it's gonna be like with her dad, like holding her.
100%. Yeah, that must have been like a fucking freaky ass thing. It's just like one of those things.
But like, how does that happen?
I don't know. I
think
to
Kobe Bryant of all people.
I know.
Like, he's a massive, mega like
just superstar. Like, that's just who he was, and he has like an impact on every single player in the NBA, and I think they'd all agree.
Yeah, and everyone like, dude, my mom and my sister probably have watched a combined like 13 minutes of basketball this season just because I had it on in a room that they were in.
Yeah.
And they remember where they were when he died.
That's insane.
It's one of those things.
It's just like one of those things.
A lot of people just remember because it was so shocking.
Yeah, it was insanely shocking. And that's like only one of those things, like the things where it's like where you were, you remember where you were when it happened. That's like, it has to be that like shocking to you.
Yeah, and I just don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of like other moments like that.
Yeah, I don't really know any for me either.
Nothing that I feel like other people would like. There's things that I remember
that like everyone else, you know what
I mean?
But
I can't think of anything that everybody else remembers.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I don't even remember where I was when the lockdown got announced.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like, how do I not remember? I think it's because we didn't know.
I don't think I gave a shit. I was like 2 weeks. Well, we were on spring break.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
I was at home.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, 2 more weeks off.
I don't give a shit.
And then we're going virtual until end of April. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, and like 2 more months. And then at one point, I remember it was like, you can't hang out with your friends. Like, you can't go outside.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did you get concerned?
I think I got concerned when like they were like, everything's shut down. Like, the schools are shut down. Like, you're home. But like then you couldn't go to the grocery store, or like I don't remember if you could definitely go to the grocery store.
Yeah, you could.
But it was like you couldn't like go places. You know what I mean? That's where it was like, all right, it's kind of starting to suck.
Oh, I think I remember. Okay, I remember somewhat of the lockdown. I was watching basketball.
Oh, now I know where I was.
I was watching the games when they you know, you remember I think it was the Thunder versus the Jazz.
Yeah, and Rudy Gobert. That's where that's how I remember it. I was seeing a fucking movie at the movie theater. It was like the NBA just got canceled. And it was like, I was
that
like,
was the start.
Yeah, that was the beginning of it.
It was so ironic, of course, it was Gobert,
yeah,
too. He was just talking shit.
Piece of shit. He was rubbing his hand on the mic and stuff.
Loser.
He's like, fuck COVID.
What a loser. I mean, we all were thinking it.
No, I know, yeah.
I don't feel like everyone was like really roasting him. They're like, dude, like, you look like an idiot. And obviously he does.
Yeah.
But I was thinking the same shit.
No, 100%.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, dude, fucking the cold. And still, like, nowadays we're 2 years out of it. Like, I'm back there. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, all right. Like, I know people with COVID positive, and I legit hang out with them right now.
Yeah, you're like, dude, no one cares anymore.
No one cares
when something
anymore.
takes 2 years, it's like, all right.
At some point, you're going to have to
move the fuck on.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. And not everybody, and if someone else doesn't want to, and they want to sit inside, awesome.
I'm not upset with you.
Go
that's
hang,
fine. That's
go
your,
sit
that's
in
what
your
you want to
house.
do.
Have a ball.
I completely agree.
Do a puzzle.
Exactly. Yes. It's like all my grandma does is puzzles because of COVID. I'm like, Grandma, you can go outside. She's like, no, I just love puzzles now. I'm like, all right. That's you.
What a sweet woman.
I
Just
know.
sitting inside doing
crazy.
thousand piece puzzles.
No, it's like literally insane. She's like hanging them up. I'm like, Grandma.
Hanging them up.
I'm like, Grandma.
She put them in not vases, in like the picture frames.
So she puts them in like on a thing. She like slides like a thing under it. I think she glues it on it.
No.
Yeah. It's like getting there.
Thing. Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's like I feel like at that point, I mean, every single time I go to her house, it's like my grandfather upstairs, either on the computer or he's just like mowing the lawn or doing something outside.
Yeah.
Guy can't walk. And she's inside just like doing a puzzle or like begs me to give her my laundry. Like, I need something to do. I'm like, all right. Like,
and
I mean,
that's what it is. Like, people always make fun of like the not make fun of it. Like, no one makes fun of old people, but like people like stereotype like the old Italian grandmother. Let me cook you some food.
Exactly.
Let me cook you some food.
Yeah.
They're just looking for something to
They do. Like, they're at that age. They're not waking up and going to work.
What are you gonna do when you're there? We got a long way. We haven't even entered the working world.
Oh my God, that is not even something I'm even fathoming. Like, I couldn't even see myself being that age.
Yeah, the goal is to get there.
100%.
And then just figure it out once you're there.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, I feel like that's kind of what it must be like when people have kids too. Like,
yeah,
there's no way someone has ever felt ready to have a child.
No, and there's like I know people all the time. Like some of my friends that are like, "Oh, I want to have a child like now." I'm like, dude, you fucking say that. Like, have a child. You're like, for instance, Jake.
Dag?
Yeah, Jake D'Agostino.
He thinks he could have a kid.
He's like, "Oh, I'd be fine." I'm like, "No, you'd be fucked. Like, that's what you'd be." I'm like, "You can't have any more than $1,000 in your bank account right now, and that thing's gonna rip you one."
That's the thing. It's gonna kill you.
It just kills you.
I know personally, I have a hard time feeling like I'm responsible enough to take care of this guy right here.
Yeah, you need exactly.
I have to take care of a whole nother one. And it's like me.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. If it's anything like me, we're gonna have some real attention issues.
Yeah, there's problems.
Massive issues.
Yeah, can't trust that.
I won't be able to keep my kid in the same seat.
No.
I bounce.
Yeah,
I love to move.
Oh my God.
There's no way.
No, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to keep my kid wrapped in. I mean, I look forward to it one day once I have dollars.
Yeah. Once you're settled a little bit, and you find the right person for it.
Yeah. 100%.
That's like a big one.
Yeah, because you have to trust that half the time they got it
exactly.
figured out.
And like the woman, basically, I mean, depending whatever, they're gonna be more of the raiser in the early stages. I feel like that's like kind of how it works.
Instinct.
Yeah, exactly. So
they won't. They like you. It's hard to like rip a mother away from its
child.
Yeah,
you can't.
Because it was just with them for 9 months.
Exactly.
That's like why it's kind of a different connection with like a mother than a father.
Yeah.
A father. And, like, I'm really close with my mom and my dad. Like, I love my mom and my dad, obviously. I'm not going to say nothing about that. But it's just, like, the relationship's just different. Like, it's like your mom, it's like you're literally, like, we're part of them.
Yeah.
You were born from them.
100%.
Like, your dad's just, like, a massive influence on your life.
Yeah. It's
weird.
It's like some people go each way. It's like you can either be, like, that, like, your mom's, like, your favorite. Wouldn't say favorite, but, like, like you either go each way.
You got to be closer to one.
Yeah. There's like one that you're like, who's going to be the first phone call if you're getting arrested? That's the one you got to, like, you probably trust the most.
Yeah. Just because, I know I'd call my dad. If I ever got arrested, I'd call my dad.
Yeah.
More because I know he won't yell at me.
Yeah.
My mom, would totally yell at me.
Freak out at you.
But you need that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would say, like, they're just as valuable in each sense. Like, if I was to make mistakes, my dad's the one I'd talk to, and to keep me from making mistakes was my mom.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the balance of it. And I know a lot of people, like most of my friends, literally most of them, which is strange to say, like, their parents are divorced.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know. It's just like an interesting thing. Like, because then how do you even balance that at that point?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's tough. I mean, I have one parent, just my dad, and then like it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was tough at all. It was kind of, I mean, not a blessing, but like obviously made me like stronger as a human.
Yeah,
and then also just like having one person to always go to everything and kind of like realizing, all right, like you can be that good of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like one person's got to do one thing. So I mean, you know,
it shows you a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
You have one, and then you just kind of look like, oh, like not only can you do this, like being a parent's impossible. So as we were saying,
So
like
tough.
having the right person to do it is why it's so important.
100%.
So doing that by yourself, and then seeing like you get to grow up seeing someone do that by themselves.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
No, yeah, it was
inspiring stuff.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of, you want to take after that, be that person as well, because like if you can be that and then also have a wife, I mean, you're knocking it out of the park.
Kid's set.
Yeah,
The
you're
kid's
chilling.
Like you're doing great over here. Like we're we ended up in the same spot theoretically.
I know, trying
So,
my
like,
best.
and, you know, both of my parents were putting their best. Obviously not as good as your dad.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
He was dominating over there. Look at you. Look at you.
Listen, I had to walk a lot of places. I wasn't always getting a ride.
That's a great way to put it.
No, it's true.
That's what happens. You gotta walk. You gotta walk. It's the same thing. Do you have like brothers and sisters?
I have a little brother, yeah.
Little bro. Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen your little bro.
Yeah, he's like a
before
big, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Seen him on your Instagram or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny. That's funny. Yeah,
He's
so
a good kid.
there's two of you, but like I feel like even in families where there's like there'll be like 6 siblings.
Yeah.
Where do you get the attention? Like how do you even
No, that's a good question.
Like,
well, it's just like, I think it's more comes from when you have that many siblings. I don't know, but I'm guessing you're probably a little more closer with your siblings than you are your parents. Maybe.
That's a good point.
You know.
My dad's got 4 brothers.
Okay.
And my grandfather was a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
so he's busy.
Yeah,
you
all
know?
the time.
And like my nana was obviously around the house, whatever, that time. But she was doing stuff too, so she was kept herself busy. So and they are really close. I mean, my dad and his brothers are like, they fight crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But they're really close, like to this day.
Yeah.
Which is like impressive because not everyone's that close to their family.
Very impressive. Yeah.
Like we're like we go together like to like vacations, like we're really tight with my cousins and everything. It's cool, but that must be what happens. That's a good point. I never really thought of that.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of jealous of the people that. I mean, that'd be sick. Like having 4 brothers.
Oh, I mean,
5. That'd be insane.
Like the stories.
Oh, you must have a great time. It depends if like the oldest one's like 13, 14 years older. It's like maybe there's a little disconnect.
Yeah, there is. My oldest uncle is like, fuck, I'm gonna mess this up. Oh, damn, sorry, Uncle Jim. Like he's like 13 years older than like the next one.
Okay.
And then there's 4.
Oh, really?
Massive.
Then
gap.
the second one.
Then the second one, and then there's like every year or so.
Okay.
Years.
Yeah.
And then they're all pretty close.
Okay.
But my Uncle Jimmy is like 18 years older than the youngest.
Wow, which is nuts.
But they're like, they still are like close in a sense. It's just a different type of close because he's almost like a second dad.
Yeah, 100%. And like when I bet when you're having like a kid and your parents are having a kid and you're 18 years old, it's like, oof. You don't see that your little brother ever being your age at that point. Like you don't see him growing up to be 18.
Yeah, and then he does, and like
it's
like
just weird. I bet.
I bet it is weird. I would never talk to my Uncle Jimmy. Uncle Jimmy's a very interesting fella because
really?
he's because he basically lived like a single childhood and then with brothers.
With 3, yeah.
So he's got a bunch of different perspectives. Like
100%.
He's like that age. Like, I think he's around 75-ish, and like, he's around that age where like shit was going down like 60s and 70s. Like he's got some cool perspective. He loves cars. Like he's like
so he's a cool guy.
Oh, old school, cool dude.
Yeah.
But my dad, the saddest and biggest regret of my life, not even regret, I just fucked up so bad. I recorded early on doing the podcast. I got my dad to do them, and he did one. I think he was like the 5th episode, whatever. My dad's literally the best person in the world. Just so happens to be my dad. And he was recording it, and I had to do a second one with him because I fucked with the first recording. Burpee. The first recording, he told like 8 stories.
Oh, I bet they were unreal.
And I was just like captivated. I'm like thinking in the moment, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna become famous.
Yeah.
Because
these are going viral.
My dad he's a pimp. He's just telling these awesome, fun, like
crazy stories.
Crazy, but like still like pretty light. He kept it pretty light as he could. And it's just like, and then I lost the footage or whatever. And the audio got fucked up. Because it was still early on, I didn't really know what I was doing yet. I still don't. But dude, that was the saddest.
But at least you have that though in your head.
I know.
Maybe that's fucking even better though.
Maybe you're right. You're thinking very positively, but maybe. I got and it did give me another hour with him to talk. We talked about it again, and we'd had other conversations, which is cool.
Yeah.
But that's really what I'm looking forward to. Is like 10, 20 years later, I had to look back and be like, I wonder what Burpee's up to.
Yeah,
I can just see where you're at now.
See, that's one of the cool things. I was looking at just scrolling through your thing, or I think it might have been yesterday, and I was like, he can look back. That's literally what I said in my head. I was like, he can look back and any of these conversations, and be like, even what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Or what were they thinking?
Yeah.
You know.
And we were making there's a lot of I know. I had one with my friend Cam Quinlan. I don't know if you ever met Cam Quinlan.
Is that
Nick and
yeah. I don't think I've met him. I might have met him. I don't know.
He's the guy.
Yeah, they say yeah.
Love Cam Quinlan. He and we literally sat down. We talked sports for the entire time because that's what me and Cam bond over.
Okay.
But cool. So we were talking and we had a bunch of predictions and everything. We talked about the Patriots season upcoming. This was before the football season started.
This year's?
Yeah, this past year's.
Okay.
And we talked about the Patriots season. We both predicted they're making the playoffs. We were both 11 or 12 wins, whatever. Yeah. And at the time, I remember people watching and be like, dude, they're not winning 11, 12 games.
Oh, God.
And it's like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah. No, I was big on that.
It's a good archive, too, for
100%.
And it will bite me at some point. Yeah. I'm certain.
Oh, well, let me ask you right now, then.
Okay.
Celtics coming up.
Nets.
Versus the Nets. KD, Kyrie, good team. Bruce Brown.
Good
Wakefield High alum.
My coach played against him.
Really?
My coach played against him.
Young coach?
Yeah, very young coach.
Okay.
JV coach, but he also was the assistant coach of lacrosse. He's my guy.
Yeah.
He played against him, and he said he was one of the nastiest guys he's ever seen.
It's got to be pretty good.
And now he's just kind of. I mean, he's low key. They're without Simmons, he's their third best player.
No, 100%. Because they don't. I mean, but let me get. What do you think's gonna happen? This whole playoffs.
Whole playoffs.
With the Celtics, not like everyone else, because who cares?
Yeah, who cares with the rest?
Yeah.
It's all we bleed green. So
yeah,
I'd say, honestly, I think we're gonna make the finals.
You do?
I think we're gonna make the finals. Honestly, I think if we make the finals, it's a toss up. Because I feel like the first round is Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Next round, I'm trying to think of what it would end up being. Probably the Sixers.
I don't know.
What's the seeding like? Who's the 2 seed, right? Who's the 3 seed?
We're the 2 seed.
Who's the 3? Is it the Sixers?
I think it's the Bucks.
Bucks. So we play.
Yeah. I think we are gonna play the Bucks.
We play the Nets, then the Bucks, then probably the Heat.
Yeah. Which the Heat, if they even make it that far, probably won't.
Yeah.
But so if we get to the Nets, which I hope we do. I think we will.
I think 5 or 6.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be So I wasn't able to watch the whole Cavs versus Nets game.
Yep.
Cavs suck.
I got to watch it.
You got to watch the whole thing? Were you watching Kevin Durant and being like, this dude?
Dude, he's fucking so weird.
Yeah,
he just doesn't make mistakes. He's just out there just hooping.
Yeah.
And he does whatever he wants.
He's a freak.
He's the best player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I hate to say he's the GOAT. He's not the GOAT.
No, he's not the GOAT.
He's not the greatest. He might not even be the best. I don't know. It's just I have a hard time telling anybody otherwise because when I watch him, he just goes where he wants, shoots it, and it goes in.
Exactly. He does what he wants on the floor.
Than anyone else has ever done it before.
100%.
So then why wouldn't he be the best?
That's a good question. I mean, it doesn't fuck. That's a weird one. Just because, who would you say is the best player in the NBA right now?
Him.
Think Kevin Durant?
Maybe you could go Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, him.
You wouldn't say LeBron?
Not anymore. You can't not make the. I think because then the stats.
Yeah,
have
they didn't
become,
make the playoffs, but
they've become the stats of guys that I don't like. I don't like when guys go go for 30. Like, yeah, he averaged 30. Guess who else averaged 30 and was 10 seed last season? You guess. Bradley Beal. Fucking
yeah, you
what?
can't. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, like at some point, 30 points doesn't matter. It's what the 30 points is doing for your team.
Yeah.
And those 30 points weren't doing anything.
I agree.
I think he would have been better off trying to get those 10 assists he got a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When they were struggling with the playoffs and he was averaging 11 assists, I was like, okay, that's fine. Because at least he's like, I can see he's trying to get guys involved.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, I'm gonna will us to win. It's like, dude, you can't.
Yeah, I think it's this. So like he always just is like, his teams are always mixed up. Like he's never had like a team every single year.
Yeah.
Which is like, so I think he like tries to bring all these players into his team. Like for instance, like Russell Westbrook this year.
Yeah.
Who like played well, not really though. You know?
Better than this media would say.
No, exactly.
They were saying
they're shitting on him.
They were acting like he was the worst player in the league.
Yeah, and like
I think he led them in every category except points.
Yeah, it was like something like that, something crazy, which is like obviously really good.
Yeah.
They didn't have AD, LeBron. I mean, he led them in points.
56 games, I think he played.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
so he's missing close to 30 games. So it's like, I don't know. LeBron's always got these weird teams. Listen, I'm a LeBron hater for sure. I do not like LeBron James. I hate him. I fucking hate LeBron James. And like a lot of my friends are like, oh, dude. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like I fucking hate LeBron. And like when he retires, I'll probably like LeBron, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But like
for now,
he's always got these weird teams where it's like he's never got like a solid squad. I mean, he had that squad like Kyrie, Kevin Love. They were solid. Beat the Warriors. But like
the Heat were great too.
Heat were really good. Yeah.
No, but in they're good teams. I don't think that what you're saying is wrong. Still, I think even with that all being true, it's like it's still true because they're good teams. Yeah, like Anthony Davis is great.
Yeah.
And so is Dwayne Wade. So is Chris Bosh. And so is Kyrie. And so is Kevin Love. Why aren't you just keeping them?
Exactly. It's not him. It's like Kyrie left. Kyrie wanted to do his own thing. Stayed in the Cavs. Came to the Celtics.
That's a good point. Well, Kyrie was a little special, but I feel Kyrie. And Dwayne Wade was a little older. Bosh was a little older.
Yeah.
And I just feel like though, if like it's kind of like that like. It's like a girl that dates like 4 dudes.
Yeah.
And then leaves them all and is like acts like they're all crazy.
100%. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's like it's been 4 now. Like, can we start looking at
it's your fault this time.
Yeah, they are the independent variable.
Yeah, no.
Like they're kind of interchangeable.
I agree.
You're the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe. And not that LeBron's a problem. 10 finals, whatever, 4 championships like.
Yeah.
He's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude.
I know. I agree with what you were saying. I think no, because Frank Vogel just got fired 2 days ago.
But like, why?
Like, why though? You know?
For what?
Like they won 50-something games 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They suck this year because LeBron's not playing 82 games.
Neither is
and
Davis.
Anthony Davis is out.
And a hodgepodge team of older guys.
Like you got fucking Carmelo. He's like 50. And you want him to put up like 30 a game, like he's not going to play well. He can't get up and down the court.
He is old, and I love Melo.
No, so do I. I mean, Hoodie Melo, the guy.
There's nothing better than watching like some Melo highlights.
Back on the Nuggets and the Knicks.
He would take like 2 dribbles and have a guy like turned around with his pants down while he's taking an open J.
Yeah.
He'd catch it and just hit him with like a bunch of shimmies, fakes.
And like he's not even moving, he's just going like this. But like you just know he's going to pull up. But like when?
If you took the basketball away, it'd look weird as shit. You should be like, and then out of nowhere, just boom.
He's just and bang, every single time. He was a stud.
I love Melo.
No, so do I.
He's kind of like one of those, like those big footwork based, like Paul Pierce.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Dude,
that's a good person to compare him
Pierce gets
to.
No respect.
No respect. I think he's like a 10-time All-Star.
What's up with that?
That's a good question.
Why do you think he gets no respect?
I think he gets a ton of respect from Boston.
For sure.
But, obviously.
It's our guy.
That's, like, the boy. But, not my boy. Not my boy.
Nah, you know him
He's
personally.
the guy,
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's just, like, because I feel like, could you name a person that played Boston sports in general that really gets respect? And you're going to say Tom Brady. I get that. I mean, but he didn't become, he was the GOAT. Whatever. But he's the GOAT now. I think everyone started to love him when he left New England.
Yeah, people didn't like him here.
No,
that's a good point.
Fucking hate him.
Even if they did say he was the GOAT, it was like with like a grimace.
Yeah,
like, yeah, he's the best.
The GOAT. And it's like the only people on ESPN that would call him the GOAT at the time were like the people that played in the NFL, like they're analysts
that
now.
like understand like, how the sport actually works.
How good you have to be
to win that much.
Exactly.
And so like, then he leaves, and then he's liked.
Everyone likes him now.
So what's up with Boston then?
We just win too much.
They're jealous.
Everyone fucking hates us.
Even Big Papi, like people love Papi, I feel like across the globe, but like it's also just like. And I think people like Paul Pierce too. It's just like, where's the respect?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, why don't we talk about Ortiz in like these conversations? Like,
just made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and that's great. I just don't know. Like, people don't even like if people were to rank like him with like no one would say he's as good as A-Rod all time.
Oh,
I feel like,
no.
And like probably isn't, but it's just like, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we get it? Like, because I've looked up the stats. Ortiz is the most clutch player in sport history ever. Like,
unbelievable.
How do you get up that many times in clutch scenarios? Forget get hits.
I know.
Homie, like he's like he's like Nick Palillo.
He always was in the.
He's like Nick Palillo, but like big and black
and huge. No, it's he just had that. No, he just had like he was gonna be there. Like he was gonna get up. Like,
we all know those guys.
No,
they just like. It's like, of course.
Yeah,
it's that guy. So
that's
of course.
gonna fucking happened.
Of course.
Like, why can't that be me? Why can't I hit that $500 bet? Because Tiger Woods shot -2 and the fucking Sox won, or the Sox lost, but whatever it was the other day.
Yep.
No, it's stupid.
It's just like these guys out there are like bred. Just I don't really know if it's luck. It's just like
it just lines up.
It just all lines up for them.
Lines up.
And I don't know. I'm like, I don't know any of them that are really self-aware of it either.
I think for instance, I let Nick Palillo know you are lucky as fuck. Because I'm like, he's like, dude, I'm like, yo, he's up like crazy amount of money. I'm like, dude, let me bet your next bet. Like, you're like 20 for 20.
You're 20 for
like
20.
Something crazy. And I'm like, yo, I'll ride with you on the next one. Lose. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
It's sickening.
It just hurt. I'll never bet again.
I'll never bet.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on here, but I just won't.
You can say whatever you want. You know, that's the thing with this. You can say whatever you want. I'll take down whatever you don't want up there.
Yeah.
But I'll put anything.
Nah, I mean that stuff. Whatever. I haven't said anything bad. I don't think.
No, you've been doing great.
Yeah,
See, this is the best one ever. I'm having a ball. We can talk about Celtics and everything. Back to Celtics stuff.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, what are your thoughts though? Because I said finals, maybe championship.
No. I think very mature team. Final. I mean, not finally, but you know, Tatum's there, Jaylen Brown's there. They like each other. They've always probably liked each other, but they're letting everyone know that we do like each other.
Yeah, on the court's obvious too.
Yeah, losing Robert Williams sucks.
Did you hear he might be
back
for the first round?
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
We'll see how we're doing for sure.
Yeah.
Like if we're down like 2-0, they'll bring him back. You know, like they're gonna bring him like fuck your knee. Let's go. Hop on that court, buddy.
They already kind of did that. They're like, dude, we don't care about your knee. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like they shaved that shit down and they just got going.
Yeah, because they're realizing maybe because they're realizing like this could be like legit our year. Because usually every other year, I mean, maybe besides last year, what was it, Suns, Bucks?
Yeah.
There's like always a team where you're like, all right, we're gonna lose to this team.
Yeah.
You know?
Warriors.
Yeah, there's always the Warriors.
Cavs.
Exactly. You got LeBron running the East. But then, like, now it's like it's up for grabs, just like last year.
Yep.
So you got a young team that can make a push like the Celtics can. I mean, if we beat the Nets, I'm very confident. If we don't beat the Nets and fucking win it, there's that.
Well, it's kind of like the way we beat the Nets matters to me. Like, I feel like because I really do feel like it could be a 5-game series and we win it. Because I think you beat them in Boston. Both games. I think that needs to happen. You don't lose game 1 or 2 to this team, especially if they don't have Simmons yet.
Yeah.
You need to win those games. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
And then you lose like 3. You take 1 in Brooklyn. You take 4. And I think if you're up 3-1 against the Nets,
come home.
You come home. You just close it out. End it.
And that'd be a statement to have.
That'd be because it's more than just winning in 7. And obviously, the Kevin Durant's so good that like. Me feeling like the Celtics are a much better team almost doesn't matter because, you know, great teams go down to these superstars in the playoffs. You know, like Think about the Suns last year.
Yep.
They were a better team than the Bucks,
100%.
but the Bucks had Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis just took over.
So this is a big moment, more for Tatum, honestly, in the Celtics. Is Tatum one of those superstars
I think
to beat Kevin Durant?
Yeah, that's a great question.
And that's kind of what I think it's going to come down to.
100%, and that's like the big thing. Like I watch ESPN here and there, because it's just a bunch of bullshit.
So much bullshit.
It's crazy. It's so tough to watch.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what they say. It's like, all right, like Jason Tatum, is he like that guy? Like, is he? I mean, what is he? He's like 23, 24.
Yeah.
He's so young.
He's so young.
He's like, it's insane.
Nasty though.
Oh, he's so good.
He's so disgusting.
Like, I don't think Steph Curry made his first All-Star game till like he was like 27.
That's what happens to a lot of these guys. And
Yeah.
like he just came in like, not that he came in a super like an all-star, but he came in like pretty fucking good nowadays. I think he's averaging more career points per game than like Kawhi.
Yeah.
Kawhi's averaging, I think, for his career like 19 points a game.
Yeah.
He's already averaging like 21.
Yeah.
And that's with like this first years.
First year, yeah, not like scoring points.
And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I wonder if you beat this team too. Then what do the Nets do? What do the Nets do from here?
That's a good question. I mean, were they gonna be like, all right, we didn't have Ben Simmons, just got Ben Simmons. That was a big thing. I think who did they get a lot of draft picks? Did they get a lot of draft picks?
They got.
Who they just they gave James Harden.
And they got.
I think they got a bunch of draft
They
picks.
did.
Yeah.
They did.
So I mean, they go out. They could. I don't know when those draft picks are, but like, I don't know if they're gonna maybe try to keep KD and Kyrie around for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what you do from there either.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you gotta have some faith that maybe with a more acclimated Simmons, you'll be better off. I mean, that team does scare me with Simmons on the court. Like, I don't like the fact that they're just adding a legitimately maybe the best defensive player in basketball. No one talks about that with Ben Simmons for some reason. Everyone's so focused on the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the best defender in the sport, or at least top 10, minimum top 10. No one should put him out of their top 10.
All right.
And you're adding a 6'10" versatile wing inside.
He can play both
outside.
ways.
He can do everything. And then if you put him in that Bruce Brown spot, a lot of what Bruce Brown does, it's not even shooting the three. He'll catch it, bring it inside, and
hustle guy. He's a hustle guy.
Hustle guy.
Yeah.
If Simmons is a 6'10" version of that.
Yeah.
With better defense.
If he can know his role and how to play with KD and Kyrie,
he better be fucking watching Bruce Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Just watch him and do exactly what he does taller.
Yeah, just fucking Marcus Smart it up. Just like
Marcus.
Just know like
Should he win Defense Player of the Year?
He hasn't, so they haven't come out yet, but like I fucking hope he does. He deserves it at one point in his career, you know?
I know.
This is his year because he's played unbelievable, so.
And it's his thing.
Yeah, exactly. He hustles his balls off.
I love him.
Yeah, so do I. He's a great player.
Him.
And we were supposed to trade him. Like this
so many
year.
times.
Like everyone's like, fuck Marcus Smart. Like he sucks, shoots too much. I mean, listen, he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year this year. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope so, dude.
Me too.
I mean, this isn't even his best offensive year.
Yeah.
I remember like that year. You remember the year where you might remember this play. He was diving out of bounds.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Threw it off
exactly
Kawhi's leg. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I remember watching that and being like, so this is the best defender ever. Like this is nice to see. And he makes clutch. You know how hard it is to be clutch on defense?
I know. He's just making the right play.
Do you remember those plays? Remember those charges on Harden when Harden was like,
when he's trying to outbound the ball. They were trying to outbound the ball.
Dude.
Yeah, that was like he's just one of those guys that will do that.
That was the most.
That was unreal.
Exciting moment.
Unreal.
Of like my life.
They were trying to outbound, try to inbound the ball, right?
And he got two
in a row.
offensive fouls on Harden in a row.
Shows the laziness from fucking James Harden too.
Yeah, he's lazy.
Pig.
Pig.
He'll never win a game. Never a championship.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the Sixers, you're out on them too?
Oh yeah, I mean whatever.
They don't scare you?
No, I mean
the Bucks scare you?
So they only scare me because of Giannis and Chris. I mean, they just won it last year.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, they're not gonna make a run again.
I don't think anybody is giving them the respect for last
That's
year.
what always happens. It's like the Celtics don't win it. Hopefully, they'll probably win.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we didn't talk about that one kind of happening.
Like how?
Yeah.
They just did it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And they didn't lose anyone.
Nope. And Giannis is he's literally getting better.
Yeah, he's just insane.
Terrifying.
He's a specimen.
I mean, the Suns are nasty too.
Really good.
They have the best record by like 8 games.
Yeah, by a lot of games.
No one cares.
That's also a good one too. No one gives a shit. First of all. No one cares.
No one cares.
It's because it's always the same talk. The whole talk has been about LeBron James not making the playoffs, or no one's even focused on the playoffs. So it's like,
how many games the Suns lose? Like 17?
No, I don't even know if they lost that. Oh, it might be around there.
Oh fuck.
I don't know if we should talk about that.
No, we're not. We're gonna move right past
skip that
whatever's
I think they might have lost around for 17. I'm gonna say 14.
Okay.
I'm gonna say my guess is 14 games.
18.
All right.
14's a good guess. The only reason why
you
I
said
felt
17.
I don't know why I said 17.
It's a good guess.
I just was I literally was guessing. But what is that ahead of the next?
Grizzlies played well.
Okay,
Wait, quick question. If I got a piss, can I do that?
Yeah, you can go piss.
'Cause I got to piss so bad.
Yeah, go piss. I can cut it out. Yeah. That'd be a moment. Yeah, honestly, you know what? This is a good point as well for me to kind of stop dragging you into basketball talk, too.
No, it's okay.
I love hoop. Sorry.
Nope.
One last thing, though. So, on top of teams we don't care about. The Grizzlies as well. Also, 56 and 26.
Unreal.
Second best record in the league. Don't care. Don't care. So, who do you think actually we care about?
Well, I think the media cares about the Lakers.
Lakers, yeah. And they're not even fucking in it.
In the playoffs. They suck.
They're not even in it.
So they care about the Lakers. They care about the Nets, obviously.
Yeah, Nets.
And I would say nobody else.
Celtics even?
So I don't think the Celtics they have been getting love a lot recently.
Yeah,
because of how well they've played.
Yeah.
But besides that,
it's really the Nets. The Nets are the only team that has that feeling.
Exactly.
That championship feeling.
Exactly. It's like that team's like supposed to win.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's interesting. But yeah. Anyway.
Did KD play a lot of games? I don't know how many games he played this year.
He missed a good amount.
Did he?
I think I don't even know if he's eligible for some awards.
Yeah, I don't think he is at all. I know that Kyrie wasn't playing a lot.
Well, yeah.
Because of the COVID shit.
Yeah, honestly, though, my thoughts on Kyrie he played 55 games this year. Wow, I think he is actually technically eligible for awards and stuff, but I don't know if he's going to get anything. Did he shoot 50, 40, 90? Oh, no, he was so fucking close.
Was he close?
Yeah. Last season he shot 45% from 3. Are we serious?
Fucking insane.
Are we serious? Holy Lord, that's the best I've ever seen. Okay, all right, I'm back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's incredible. That's the thing.
In my opinion, I think he's the best player in the world.
Yeah, probably.
So
it's hard to say otherwise. You couldn't argue against it.
No.
You could argue for somebody else.
Yeah, you can argue for other people, but you can't say like Kevin Durant's not good.
Yeah,
well, you could say because he fucking went to the Warriors and didn't win on the Thunder. It's like, I mean, that's a whole other thing. It's like, listen, what are you gonna? I mean, he almost went to the Celtics. Do you remember that?
Dude.
That would have been fucking insane.
I remember when he went to the Warriors. I remember getting the alert on my phone. That's another thing. I know where I was.
Same.
I don't know why, because I thought he was coming. I thought he was coming.
So did I.
I thought he was ours.
It was Warriors, Celtics, Thunder. Back to the Thunder.
Yeah. And I was like, we make the most sense. No way he goes to the Warriors.
No way he goes to the Warriors.
And he's not going back.
No.
He's got to come here.
They suck. The Thunder
East Coast, dude. People love coming to the East and winning a quick championship.
Yeah.
Or getting to the finals.
They had no competition if Kevin Durant comes. The Celtics.
Whatever. That's an angry what if for me.
Yeah,
that's a very angry.
And I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah.
You know what? We probably don't get Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, we have a chance to win like a couple. So let's just
let's roll it back a little bit.
Yeah, let's run it back with these boys. But so anyway, aside from basketball, which is obviously what I care about the most. Sox also started. Are you a baseball guy?
So
what's your sports? What are your sports?
So if I'm gonna rank the top 4, I'm like Patriots.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yeah.
And then I'm like a fan of. I'm a huge fan of all 4 of them. Don't get me wrong, but whatever one they're like, if the Red Sox are playing right now, I'll go in on the Red Sox, watch them. Yeah. Sometimes, but like I'll know who's on the team, I'll know like the players, and obviously I know like, a lot of Red Sox about them.
Yeah.
But if I had to rank them, I'd probably go Patriots second. Down here.
Big gap.
Huge gap. Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox. I would mix those 3 in.
Which is crazy because you know a lot about the C's. I can tell just from the way you're talking. Like
it's just
you know a lot about hoop.
No,
in general. For someone that has it as like the third.
No, I know what you're saying.
My third, I know basketball. So think of like anybody you know that knows basketball. Mm-hmm. Like double that knowledge and then double that, and then that's what I have. It's unnecessary. It's taxing. It's a lot.
It's necessary to you.
It is. I love it. So I know a lot about. I'm saying thing that same gap between basketball and the next thing is football. Mm-hmm. Love football. I love it. I actually know that sport pretty well too. But then it's like another gap, And that's where my Red Sox and my Bruins
And
are there.
you're not alone on that. I feel like a lot of people, Boston sports fans, unless you're like a diehard Bruins or Red Sox fan, it's usually like Bruins, Red Sox.
Yeah, kind of the old white guy.
Yeah, exactly.
The old white guys love them.
The Sox. Oh my God, love them.
My dad loves them.
Yeah,
he's an old white guy. Loves them.
And like you go to Boston, like go to a bar, you're not gonna find like a Patriots bar. You'll find like a Bruins bar.
Yep, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's like, what's the old white guys?
The bees are good now.
Unbelievable. The bees have always, the past 15 years ish, unbelievable.
So do we got it shot? You think
this year? NHL's tough. I mean, it's really, and NHL's the one in my opinion where it's like anybody can beat anybody in 7 games.
For sure.
So like out of any single like sport.
It's always been that way.
Yeah. So the Bruins always have a shot. They always have good players. You got the solid 3 like Bergeron, Pastrnak, Marchand. So
who's that defenseman we traded for? What's his name?
Hampus Lindholm or something like that.
How's he been doing?
I think he's been playing pretty solid.
That's what my dad was saying. My dad was like, you'd love this guy. I'm like, why? He's like, he's good. And I'm like, all right. I guess. Like, I guess that makes sense. Like, I do like guys that are good at the sports. So, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I know I fell apart on my Bruins. I made a commitment to myself earlier in the year. I was like, I'm going to watch more. And then they started not doing so good. And the whole, like, what's his name? Oh, fuck, the kid. He was playing so dog shit. We threatened to trade him, and like then like we said we would. And, like,
Jake DeBrusk.
Yeah, that whole scenario was going down. Yeah. He was playing terrible, and I was very upset with that. Mm-hmm. And it was like aggravating. We were playing bad, and then I stopped watching. I fell apart, and then we got nasty. Yeah. So I feel like if I start watching, it'll go back down.
No, you'll listen if you like. I mean, playoff hockey, in my opinion, you got like Super Bowl. I mean, the playoffs in the NFL. Fuck, if the Patriots are in it, I'm watching that game. 100%. It's my favorite thing in the world. Oh, man. Yeah. But second right there, I would love to watch playoff hockey.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, so regular season, we'll do a regular season games ranking and then a
playoff
game ranking.
All right. Well, I'd go.
Not counting in person.
No, well.
This is all from the couch.
That's a good question, too, though.
That changes everything.
That's a good question,
I'm telling you it does.
100%.
A Sox game going in the regular season might be the best. It might be the best.
When it's beautiful out. Nothing better. You got a cold beer and a Frank.
Look at my smile. It's so genuine. It's so genuine.
No, it's a great time.
I just love it. Maybe not the beer, but I love it. I love it.
Right,
a Frank.
Yeah. For you got a water, maybe a Coke.
DC.
2 Franks.
Yeah.
A nice DC.
I love a nice DC.
Yeah, me too. Especially on Sundays.
Oh, for sure. But so regular season first because it's more boring.
So I would say regular season. I mean, I'm gonna say football.
I'll agree. I was just gonna say I knew you were gonna be a little like that's my favorite, so obviously, but football is 100%.
Yeah, because like Sundays, you can ask like the people I live with right now. Like Sundays are consumed by football. Like it's not even funny.
I went for a day once.
You did. I was there for a day. Well, we came back from a school. Remember, we walked in, and I was like, "What is going on? Is my team winning?" I was freaking out. Fantasy, huge. Just lost in the finals. Lost on $1,200. Shout out John Amari, you pig. If you watch this,
you pig.
Yeah.
The pig is killing me. James Harden's a pig.
He's a pig. Definition.
Fuck him.
No.
So then football.
So football, regular season, Celtics regular season, Bruins Celtics regular season, Sox because there's 162 games.
There's so fucking many.
So many games.
Get rid of half of them and it's still too many.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like invested a little bit. Like I'll know the score after every game, but they won or lost. I won't remember that game happened a week later.
Nope. And I think baseball has a massive opportunity. So since they have so many games to begin with and the season is so long, I think you have an opportunity to literally almost get rid of whatever the fuck a regular season is and do this shit golf style. Make it so that there's tournaments.
Okay.
Every like half month.
All right.
Like just you could do divisions and interdivisions, and you could do like the Subway Series shit. Like you could do so many fun things and just make everything like an event. Why are we? And you could still have a good amount of games that way, and then or even if you don't, more people will watch them, so you're not losing that much money anyway. That's the problem with baseball. I know I'm talking a lot. Hold on. Let me just get this one last thought out. That's the problem with baseball. There's 162 games, and people were like, we'll just cut it off half. That's half the revenue. They would never
Can't
in
do
a
that.
million years do that.
No.
So you need to propose ideas that contain 162 games still.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Baseball is like it's just like that old sport, like they like to like American sport. Like you can't.
It is beautiful. It's
You know, yeah,
romantic.
it
It's a
is.
romantic sport.
Yeah, and you know what? Hopefully that like there's so many fans for it now that hopefully that doesn't change in the next 100 years and it keeps the same way. You know, because it's like all these young people want to just change shit. Like obviously we're young, but I mean, you know, my opinion is, baseball. I mean, they don't want to change it like too much.
Yeah.
Like they want it so like the extra innings, they put the guy on second base to start it off. Like that's like a big thing.
Massive change.
So like they don't want to like change it too much where it's like it starts to get just like a little crazy.
A little gimmicky.
Exactly. The best word gimmick. Like it's they don't want to like make it
make it unpure.
Yeah, like that's a good like that stuff's all like, you know, but like if you like told them about that, they'd be like, listen, you know, we can't do that.
Just let if the sport's gonna die, let it die with
yeah,
dignity.
exactly. Yeah.
Let it die
See,
with dignity.
What's the oldest American sport?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the sport here.
Yeah.
It was our sport.
It was the sport.
For the
yeah.
US.
Yeah.
Like, it was massive.
Now it's like
for us.
China's sport.
It is.
Like
they love it.
It's like their thing.
They love it.
We're taking their guys. We're bringing them over here, and they're winning MVPs. That Ohtani guy.
Yeah, Showtime's amazing.
He's
I think
a stud.
that's a good way to go with the future of the sport. Just make not everybody, but everyone should have the opportunity to do pitch and play.
That'd be unreal.
Like why do we stop doing that at the elite level? Like I feel like it's just it
Ruth.
taxing? Like
I don't know.
Was nasty.
It might be it might be taxing on them. I mean, I don't know if he lasts his whole career doing it. I don't know.
Then pick one at the end.
He'll end up doing that. I don't know.
I think of it like an NBA player. Like they do 20 years like playing, and then by the end of the career, they usually will just become. If you're really good, and you know how to adapt. I think of Vince Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most electrifying player, best in-game dunker we've ever seen, and like honestly, it looked like the best in terms of like how you could look playing basketball. It looked like he was the best player on the planet for a long time.
Yeah.
And then you get older,
fell off,
knees start going, but he played 20 years. Wanna know why? Because he was able to learn like, all right, let me just start sitting in the corner and shooting some threes.
Changed his game.
He moved outside a little bit. Ray Allen was a dunk contest winner. You know that?
Yeah, on the Supersonics. We played with Supersonics.
Yeah, or no, it was Bucks when he was on the Bucks.
Was he on?
Shit! So before that,
wow.
And then he went to Supersonics and was like, "Listen, this dunking shit ain't gonna work forever. Let me work on this 3-pointer," and became the best. And it's just kind of like what happens. I feel like these guys, if you just teach them, like Shohei will do this for as long as he can. Whenever he stops, I don't think anyone's gonna care. You pitch or you bat, no one will care anymore.
Yeah.
But you produced the most for your team in the time you could.
Yeah, I agree.
There's value in that. But all right, playoffs now.
Oh shit. So I said Patriots, and then I could mix the three of them. I'd kind of say like regular season wise, which one's on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
I get
that one's on. Like I don't have a favorite. I couldn't favoritize it.
Yeah.
But for playoffs, I would say I would go Patriots, right? But I'd go like Bruins playoff hockey, like right there. Honestly,
it's close.
It's like really fun to watch.
Playoff hockey's amazing.
And have you ever been to just a regular Bruins game?
I've been to everything.
Yeah. So like the atmosphere just for a regular season game is unbelievable.
It's awesome. You're standing.
Unbelievable. So I went to a Stanley Cup game when they lost against the Blues.
You went to the Stanley Cup.
Not Game 7. But like I think Game 2 they lost. Like the atmosphere was legitimately insane.
Dude, you want to hear what game I went to? You'd love this. Game 7 against the Canadiens in 2011.
Wow.
Overtime. Nathan Horton.
Yeah, they won. Wow.
Dude.
That's an insane game to go to.
It was the best feeling.
I couldn't even imagine.
Maybe ever. I also went to I think it was the Sox Game 6 against the Tigers. Victorino hit a grand slam.
I remember that.
I was there.
Wow.
That was fucking awesome. But dude, something about winning the series and for the Bees.
Against the Canadians too.
That towel.
Oh yeah,
whipping
that shit.
Not
around.
even close.
Yeah.
I didn't get close to the ice.
Dude, they didn't
I hit
have
some
those.
guy in the back of the head. It was fucking hilarious. When my cousins are all like D1 like athletes, are all like my cousin plays baseball. He cleared it easily. I threw that thing and it went like 8 feet. It was so embarrassing.
Right, just hit the guy right in front of you.
Smoked the guy.
Hey, yeah, it's the 11-year-old big guy. Relax.
For real, that's literally what was happening.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
No, that's
dude.
insane.
And so I've been really lucky. With
Yeah,
the
no,
games
that's
I've gone
crazy,
to.
dude. The best game I said I'd go to, I went to when the Pats beat the Colts in the AFC Championship.
Really?
With Deflategate.
You were at the
I was at that game. Yeah, no, that was insane.
What a game!
I mean, they killed them. Like whatever. I think
no,
I left
but like still,
early fourth.
The smoke show, playoffs, Deflategate. That's a moment.
No, like the Deflategate thing makes it way cooler.
That's the coolest part.
So like,
I went to I think it was I don't know if it was the first matchup in Gillette or whatever. I don't know what happened. Couldn't have been because I don't know. It was the Pats Chiefs. The only Patriots game I've ever been to.
Which one? You know, like which?
Pats Chiefs was like 43-42.
Okay, yeah. No, great game.
That was an amazing
great game. Unbelievable game. That was definitely that was the first Mahomes. If that were gonna say Mahomes Brady, I think that was the first one.
First one, at least in Gillette maybe or whatever.
No, I think that was the first one because they were 1 and 2.
Because he was already so good, so I didn't know.
He was really good, but he was that might have been his first year. I don't know if that was his first year starting or his second year starting, but he was unbelievable. Like he was the next guy up.
Yeah, everyone knew.
Yeah, and so like, it was like a big thing, like him coming into Gillette, like see what he does. I mean, hung up, what you said, 42 or whatever.
Like
fucking insane.
Yeah,
that was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was another crazy game. I've been really lucky to go to a bunch of really good games. I get to go to a bunch of games because my family all likes to go. So whenever someone wants a ticket, like everyone's like asking, like, hey, you want to go? You want to go? You want to go? So and like everybody knows I love sports. So on my birthday, it's a very common gift.
Get a thing like tickets to a game. That used to be my thing too. Dude, like a couple. So my great aunts, my mom's aunts. They've had season tickets for the Patriots since like the early 80s.
Wow.
So they used to give me the tickets.
40 years.
Yo, like mad long. They went to the 85 Super Bowl when we got smoked by the Bears.
Da
Bears. We got smoked by the Bears. Like all that stuff. And
they went?
So they went to that.
That's awesome.
So like they would always give me tickets. Like I could literally ask them to go like any game to their regular season because like when they were getting to that age, they were like, yeah, they didn't go to any of them. They would sell them. Anymore, they'd rather give them to like us.
100%.
But I have a couple, like 3 or 4 cousins, so they would give them to them too. But like, they ended up like one of them passed away, and then my other aunt Barbara was like, I'm gonna give them away, and I was like, oh, she's definitely gonna give them to me. Like she's definitely going to. Like she knows I'm like the sports guy. Like my cousins suck.
The face you made. She's definitely gonna give.
No, it was a lock. Like it was minus 1,000. No, it was meant to be.
It gives it sports odds. That's how much of a lock it was.
No, it was like a definite. And like my dad, if I bring it up to my dad still, like so she ended up not giving it to me and giving to like her nephew, which are my second cousins. Oh, so mad, or like it makes me so upset because they go to every game. Like they don't give them, they don't sell them. I'm like offering to buy them off them, buy like just for the game, and they're like, nah, we're actually gonna go to that one. I'm like, fuck. Like I can't even like go sit and like whatever.
Why didn't you get them?
I think
because there's multiple of them.
So they're direct, like so like if my mom was around, like whatever, she would have, but like that's like her direct nephew. She's not related to my dad.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I thought I was like her favorite person in the world. But I was also like 17, so she couldn't legally give them to me.
So she'd have
whatever.
Okay.
You know, she had to give them to my dad. And I don't even know if she likes my dad.
And even if she does, like the other one's blood. Like,
yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
So okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Still a tragedy.
Oh, I fucking. Oh, it eats at me, dude. I could be going to every single game, and they're insane.
You would.
I'd be going to every single game.
That's
but like, even if I needed a couple $100, yeah, sell them.
That's the thing. That's the part.
So much money.
How much are season tickets to like hold?
I know that the wait list is over 20 years for the Patriots.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much are they? Like
for a season?
For them?
So, how much they pay?
Yeah.
I think it can't be can't be that much. It can't be. Well, when you've had them for that long, I don't know how it works for them.
They must get some type of deals.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. Because I know, like, when they were getting them, Pat sucked. It was like you could walk up and be like, yeah, I want season tickets. There's like $50 for the season. Now,
that's crazy.
Yeah, which is
maybe,
insane.
Like, literally, maybe.
It's crazy.
That's nuts.
But,
$50
I don't
for
know.
the season.
Yeah, so. But I don't know how much they go for now. That's a good question.
Yeah, because they were dog shit way back.
Oh, they were terrible.
It's crazy how, like, we were born. It's funny because, like, my dad always talks to me about, like, Boston sports, like basically before I was born. He's like I felt like I birthed the Messiah, because it's like it changed everything, his whole life.
Yeah.
They all, except for like, Celtics were good in the 80s.
Yeah.
Bees had their runs, whatever, like in the 70s,
No, you're right, 70s.
And so there was some when he was younger.
Sox didn't win.
Sox never won.
Nope.
So it was up in the 90s especially, you know, like nothing.
No,
Pats, Bees,
nothing.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You were born." he's like, and sadly, 9/11. I was like, "What do you mean?"
Say throws that one in there.
I'm like, I don't think.
He's like, we got hit with that, but then we started winning.
He's like, if it ever gets dry, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what's the end of the sentence? He's like, if it ever gets dry, we'll send another one. I'm like, what do you mean?
That's fucking unreal.
No, but it's awful. No, my dad.
No. Listen. I got the sense of humor. I mean,
No, it's funny. It's really funny.
Hilarious.
That's the funniest guy I know. So, but like, obviously all jokes. But like, it's
100%.
just like more about me being born, really.
Yeah.
He's like, you being born, like, he's like, it's like it reinvigorated the
yeah.
The city.
You were born in 2000?
2001. But
2001.
So I missed out on the first
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, I think. Or maybe I didn't miss out. But maybe I was like.
What month were you born in?
April. But I was.
Yeah,
my mom was. No, but I was like. I was coming.
You were there. Oh, you were almost there.
I was almost there. So it was like, of course.
2 months?
Yeah, so I was almost there.
You gotta count my months.
All you gotta see is like, she sees the belly. Yeah. Belly's good luck.
Yeah.
Rob the belly.
See me? I was there. I remember the whole game.
I remember the game.
No. I'm just fucking around. Dude, we were in, so me and Jake went to the Buffalo Patriots game, not the playoff game this year, the regular season where we won.
Oh.
Insane.
Wait, which one was that one?
We won Monday Night Football.
Because we beat them in the cold game. I remember
that was the game I went to.
You went to the game where they handed it off
the whole game
2 times.
They handed up the whole game.
You go to cool games.
Yeah, see, that was a crazy game to go to. It was Jake's birthday and all that shit.
Oh, that's dope.
So it was a good time. But we went with his older brother and 2 of his older brother's best friends.
The Movers?
One of them, yeah.
What's the?
He's not like he has like another job, but
what's the company called? Jake?
D'Agostino Moving Brothers.
The D'Agostino Moving Brothers.
Represent.
Rep the
Shout out.
Shout out to the D'Agostino Moving Brothers.
Yep.
I love that. All right,
hard working. Movers move. Second of all, so no, we went to, so we were on our way up. Brutal ride.
Yeah.
Brutal ride.
It is.
9.5 hours.
Ooh.
And Jake's Ford Fusion. Like fucked, and I'm sitting there. One of his brother's best friends, Peter, big dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just fucking. I'm not moving. So we hit Syracuse, and we're like 3 hours, so we get there. Like, let's just get like a couple drinks.
Syracuse is still 3 hours away from.
Yeah, it was like 2.5, 3.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Syracuse is north.
Oh yeah,
it's
up there.
It's up there.
And so we go to this bar, and whatever, we're walking out, and it was like about the Super Bowl thing. One of his Jake's brother's friends is 30, and the guy was like, some kid was chirping us with the Bills thing on. We're like, we're going to the game. We're going to the game. We're talking to him. He was like, yeah, well, you weren't even fucking around like when they won the first 3. And the guy was like, I'm 32.
I was around.
He's like, I was around.
I was 10. I remember clear as day, kid.
Yeah, I was like, I was there. And I was like, yeah, good
break your
chirp,
neck
though,
like one of those tables. One of those tables you're jumping off for no reason.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah,
but,
how are those 4 championships you lost in a row?
Yeah, in a row. And like Brady's record is like 32-3 at the time, or like still, but like it was something crazy.
That's insane.
But cool, that was a cool game to go to for sure.
That's a cool one. The Deflategate one's really cool too.
Yeah, Deflategate was.
I'm trying to think. I've been to great games, but I haven't been to like games where like anything happened, like anything like that was very like, cause those are like moments. I don't even know what to call those though, cause it's like almost like bigger than the sport. Like,
it's like bigger than the game.
Yeah, it's like they passed it twice.
Yeah,
like that's like
I know
like you'll never see.
That was fucked up.
You might never see that again.
No, like the winds, dude. Like the weather. Like I was at the game and I'm like, I like this. Like I like watching this, but like, when is it? I'm fucking dying.
I was gonna
over
say,
here.
were you cold?
Oh my god.
Why'd you guys go to that one?
Dude. I don't know. No, well, the Pats. Well, no. Good question. Pats were on a heater. They were winning games. We love Mac Jones playing unbelievable.
Mac and cheese.
It was a big game. Mac and cheese.
The goat.
It was a big game for us, and Jake just asked me. He was like, "Yo, I think my brother's gonna get tickets to this game. Like, it's gonna be like kind of just like an adventure. Let's fucking run."
It's gonna inspiring words.
Yeah, so
hard to say. You can't say no.
Couldn't say no. His birthday and all that shit. So I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm fucking in. Let's do it."
Did you buy a ticket too, or they buy it?
No, his brother. So his brother got the tickets.
Wow.
Good move. Great guy.
Ton of respect.
Yeah, and we stayed at this Airbnb in Tonawanda, New York.
How close are you guys to Canada up there?
Oh, like next to closer to Canada than New York, even though we're in New York. Like, we were on the line. We went to Niagara Falls. So
you
overrated.
Did? Water.
Wouldn't go again.
It's water.
No, it was no, it was cool. Whatever.
It's terrible.
No. If I could go around and be like, yeah, I went to Niagara Falls.
That's the only cool part.
The only cool part.
You don't got like a story. You're not like, oh no, it was a beautiful, eye-opening. No.
No, I'll be like, yeah, I saw some guy jump off. Like that, When I'm like 30, I'll start telling people that.
Lying.
Yeah.
I always say that, like with COVID, I'm gonna like my kids. When they first ask me, they're gonna be like, "Hey, did you get COVID when that was around?" And I'm gonna first time I'll hit them with, "Yeah, not bad." Second time they ask me, "Yeah, it was pretty. I was peed up."
Yeah.
Third time, couldn't get out of my bed for a week or two. Third time, hospitalized. Fourth time, yeah, I got it twice actually. Both times, I actually needed IV drips.
That's what you gotta say. You gotta be like,
it's gonna keep getting worse.
Yeah, 10 of my best friends died. Like, fuck.
Say, hey, Uncle Richard? He's like, no. All right, well, let me tell you about him. He died during the pandemic.
Grandma said you only had 2 brothers. I had 6. I had 6 brothers. COVID. That's going to be a crazy thing. Like, when we tell our kids about COVID. That's a weird one, too.
That's what I think about all the time. Because I ask my dad about, like, I'm very curious. So I like to ask a lot of questions.
So am I, yeah.
So I like to ask my dad. I'm like, hey, like, what was going on here? What'd you think when this happened? Because even, like, my dad loved hockey. My dad played hockey, everything. But I asked him, I'm like, what were the thoughts when Jordan faxes I'm back? What are the thoughts?
Ask my dad the same shit.
And he's like, oh, it was like this and
insane.
That. And it's like just so cool. And like I asked him about 9/11. I was like, dude, like what was that like? Because I wasn't, I was around for after, but what was it like? What changed? And he's like, yeah, dude, like can't smuggle weed into an airport no more.
That's legit what it was. Like, you used to be able to do what you wanted on a plane.
And now the TSA is crazy.
Oh, my God.
Which,
you can't do shit.
I don't know if it's... I mean, it's good because it hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
But, like... Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like you needed to overreact. That's what I said about COVID, too.
No, yeah, exactly. We did... Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Like, maybe hopefully this doesn't fucking happen again.
I know.
You know?
I just think like, in a world where people like me, I feel like people like you, like we exist, so like we're like I don't care. Like, things happen, we care about them when they're happening, but it's like what are we going to do? Change every time anything happens?
Exactly.
That's how we think.
Yeah, and we have a little bit like it's a whole thing nowadays, like a lot of people just don't have common sense. It's like a big thing. Like, I swear to God.
Where were these people raised?
I don't know.
What happened?
I'm not going to even get into like kids in my class. I'm like, you like truly believe that? You can't. That can't be real. Like stuff like that where I'm like, where are you getting your opinion? Like, where are these opinions formulating?
How is this happening? Because like it's just completely like, I hate to say wrong with opinions.
No.
But like they are.
No, yeah.
That's the crazy part.
You can't like tell them they're wrong because like, God forbid.
And it's over.
Oh, you're done.
So, but I think it's good to have those people that are really pushing really far, and they'll like super overcompensate, and then because I know I'm here to hold them from going too far.
Yeah.
So it's like together, I'm probably not doing enough, and they're probably doing too much.
Yeah.
So we should meet in the middle.
In the middle. Well, if
I hold them back good enough.
I agree. I agree.
That's what we're here for.
But I was gonna say like. I feel like there's more of me and yous out there, but you don't hear about them.
So quiet.
Yeah, you don't hear about it. Like
who? Because if you're like me and you don't want to talk.
Yeah, you're just like, dude. I was in this class last semester. Fuck, what was it called? I mean, my roommates would know what it's called because I talked about it every day. But like, I would sit there in class, and it was like a South Campus class. Oh fuck!
I
forget
took
the name.
immigration history. It's probably up that line.
It's like whatever. It was something that had to do with like we would talk about like a lot of the stuff going on nowadays. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And like people just had these opinions, which is I like. Listen, they're your opinion. Listen. I'm not gonna tell you that you're wrong or right.
I want to hear them honestly. Yeah. I like to hear some different.
Yeah, like I want to hear what you're thinking. Like yeah, sure. But then like we'll get to a point where I'm like sitting there like fuck. Really?
That one? You're going with that one?
Listen, you said 6 and like 4 have been, these 2 are insane. Like, stuff like that.
You got anything specific, like, way out of bounds that you don't mind saying?
Me?
Yeah, anything you've seen?
Oh, man. I don't know if I want to. I mean, I can think of a couple, but I really don't. I don't think I can say
I'm trying to think. I might do it for you. I'm trying to think of something from my immigration history class. I remember these girls in like the front. I was the dude in the back. These girls in the front they would just talk to this guy, and like our teacher, and he's a history teacher, and he could easily probably just fall into this like they're very like. This one girl said, "I want to get rid of the entire military budget."
Yeah, there you go. There's that.
And that's wrong. What? You can't get rid of the entire. She's like, I don't want to defund the police. I want to defund the entire
military.
What are we gonna do? You know how many people you're ruining doing that? If you think about that, like you gotta put a little bit of thought. Don't just say words to be more extreme to the next person.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that make those comments. I'm not an expert on all that stuff, but like,
no, I'm definitely not.
But it's just more of like these, like you just gotta. I don't think they have an idea, and I think like they're kind of wrapped in a bubble, whatever. But it's just like you gotta kind of have to know what you're saying there at that point, because like,
or just don't say anything.
Yeah, well,
that's why That's why I sat in the back of that class and
don't say a word.
Because guess what? Even if she said, "Oh, like zero, like defund the police, get rid of the entire military, whatever," I'm like. I'm 99.99% sure that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Stupid.
But even still, I don't know, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Even still, I have not looked into this whatsoever, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And even if you do look into stuff nowadays, like you don't know what's like...
What's right and wrong.
Right and wrong. Just you could, it's not like how it used to be. You could look something up and you knew that was pretty much.
You see a million things. You're like, oh, this one sounds right.
Yeah, and people and I catch myself doing this all the time. Like I was looking for reasons to say why Marcus Smart's the defensive player of the year the other day, and I'm scouring looking for anything to be in my favor.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's just what I feel, and all the stats point at every other guy.
Yeah, just the facts.
So it's just like. All right, like it's just, even when people are looking up stuff, like I know, like you might say you looked it up. Make sure you're looking at people that disagree with you.
Yeah.
Cause
you gotta look at both sides of the story.
Because otherwise, like I know for a fact, I look up shit to confirm what I'm thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just because like, why would you want to be wrong?
Yeah.
No,
I when I have like my own opinions, I'm like, all right, but I definitely want to hear like that too, and I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, I won't change my mind.
Yeah. The only problem with me is I'm very animated. I'm very loud, I'm animated, and I'm passionate when I feel a way. So if someone disagrees with me, they may take that passion I'm giving back at them as if I'm trying to shut them down.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just feel this way, and like I wouldn't talk if I didn't.
Yeah.
So like if you got something, like I'm listening. Just I'm gonna say my point mad loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back.
And they could take that and be like, "Oh, this guy fucking sucks." This guy, but like, just be like, "Hate you,
this dude."
Yeah.
Ew. But don't like him.
No. But like I was gonna say, like in that class, I'd sit in the back as well and like wouldn't talk at all, never would talk.
Yeah.
But like the class was based around like just papers. And so like we'd write all our papers, and like his feedback would be like really intensive feedback, and he'd be like, hey, like, and he'd like I got like an A- or whatever in the class.
Okay.
Yeah. Not even a big deal.
It was like nothing.
It was nothing. It was whatever. A-.
Whatever. Nothing.
But he was like, and then at the end of every single time he'd like write his comment. He'd be like, I would love to hear you talk more. But there was a kid in my class that would talk and have like the same kind of opinions, not really, but like a little bit, as me.
Yeah.
And he would get berated. by everyone else.
By the other people.
Oh, yeah.
Was the professor not bad, though, with it?
No. Professor was fine. Like, he would do, like, whatever. Like,
our professor was really good, too, with that. I was surprised.
He would let people speak.
Could easily have just leaned into it with with all the people being there. Like,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he leaned into it, but, like, what he was teaching, like, I knew what he thought.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't, like, be like, this is what I believe, you should believe it, too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's actually educated.
Exactly.
Like, actually smart.
Yeah, I still run into him.
Good guy.
In the bathroom.
What's the professor's name?
Oh, shit. It's like 3 letters. Something Spanish. I fucking forget.
Want to hear 3 letters?
I'll get on my phone.
Yeah, look it up.
No, I got it on my phone.
Was it last semester, you said?
Last semester, which is crazy. Dude, I had a job interview, and I couldn't even think. The guy asked me what class I'm taking, and I, like, was like, oh.
No,
I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Dude, the first one I said was so stupid. I think I said, like, Civil War, and I'm, like, doing for, like, a construction management internship, and I'm like, Civil War? Like, why does this guy care about Civil War? Oh, it's called Social Problems. All
okay.
Right. With Thomas Pinheiro Shields.
Wow.
Oh, I shouldn't be saying this shit.
No, I might take the class.
No, I
sit in the back and A-, say nothing. Sounds good.
No, yeah, just a lot of reading, a lot of papers. Well,
I'm not a good reader.
See, like, which is all right. Like, what kind of not good reader are you?
Like, I don't do it.
Like, can you read though?
Not really.
Okay.
I read like a page. I got the classic issue.
You kind of forget what you just read?
I entirely forget what I just read.
Yeah,
and then I reread it, and then I forget again, and I have to reread it. And I read slow to begin with.
Yeah.
Because I say it all out loud in my head. Like, it's like I'm reading a story, but it kind of sounds like dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like I'm talking to myself.
And then in your head, you're like thinking like, ooh, something else.
Something else is going on, and like, a butterfly goes by.
But you're still reading. You're like,
and
then you're like, oh.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe bring it back. I forgot.
Yeah. So, see, I don't really. I mean, I don't mind reading. I really kind of enjoy reading.
Really?
Yeah. I get shit on a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't let people shit on you for reading.
No, like, oh.
Who shits on you for reading?
Well, so Jake specifically, freshman year, I stayed in for like 3 weekends in a row because I was reading the David Goggins book.
You read that?
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
I've heard it's great.
Such a good book.
He's an inspiration.
Yeah, no, it was just like one of those things I couldn't really read it during the week, and would pick it up on like a Saturday afternoon, and like would just get super interested in and keep reading.
Really?
Yeah, and just keep going.
I fucking love that.
So, but like until like Jake and Anthony are knocking, you coming out? I'm like, I can't come out. Like, why? I'm like, I'm reading a fucking book. And then like you keep hearing about for 2 years later. It's just like, all right. So they think I like read all the time. I'm like, dude, I read that book that one time.
I read that one book once.
Yeah, but no, I read like for class and stuff.
Now you're the bookworm.
Yeah, now exactly. I'm like some fucking book guy. But,
I think reading is amazing. I've been trying to read. Yeah. I try.
You don't have to read a book. You can just read like a fucking article.
Articles I'm good with.
Yeah.
10-minute reads.
Stuff you're interested in.
Basketball.
Yeah,
I'll read anything about basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
I can do that. It's just like I need enough interest. I need it to be stimulating. Like every word. That's why I love movies because it's audio stimulation. I can look at it stimulating. Like, and then you can legit like feel a movie, like emotion. So it's like 3 parts of me are getting like fucking tugged
100%.
at once.
Yeah.
Whereas like a book is like, I really got to make this shit up. Like, if I need to be invested so that my mind can make up all this stuff at once.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I
struggle. I wish I could read, though.
Listen. I'm no fucking...
You're some fun.
No.
You're not Rain Man.
I'm not just sitting in... Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like some genius shit. Like, reading like 5 books a month like some people say they do, which I don't believe you. But it's like... I don't know. Like
if you enjoy it, you should.
Yeah, like I enjoy like a cat. Like I read for the Civil War class, and I'm like 3 pages in, and I'm like, oh. But then 5 pages in, I'm like, all right, it's not that bad.
We're getting there.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Yeah. Like, and then when you start reading about it, it's like this is actual history that actually happened. You think about it that way, it's like, all right, this is pretty cool shit.
I think you really like reading, and you're not.
No. I don't.
I don't think you're letting yourself do it.
No.
Burps. Dude, Nick.
No, listen. People call me that too.
Burps.
Yeah, my buddy. No, I'm not gonna even shout out Michael. He's like the only good friend of mine that calls me that. But
Burpee.
No, yeah.
I think you should pick up another book.
No. Well, they have to be like. Listen, I don't want to read sports books because
Yeah, I'm done with those.
Yeah, like they're like 20. There's like 2011, like that span. Like I don't know.
Yeah, Drive by Larry Bird.
Yeah, like that stuff.
Yeah, you're done with that.
No, I'm all set. Like, I'll just read an article and like watch a movie. Like you said, a movie or a show.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's always a better movie.
Yeah,
anyone that says the book's better is a liar.
Fucking liar.
You can't see it. You can't hear it.
Yeah.
How?
Like I read
Put
the
the
book.
subtitles on if you really need the words so bad.
Exactly. Like remember summer reading?
Yeah.
Oh, the woat. The woat. It was the worst. Like I never actually did that. Like maybe one summer I like felt good about myself.
The woat. No, just say that. That's good.
No, but we had to read the book like Unbroken about the Olympian.
Yep.
In World War II, and I read the book. I was like, yeah, it's a good book, great book. Then I watched the movie, and I was like, literally sobbing it like. The greatest, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
And you're just like, this isn't even fucking close.
They fucked this up.
And the funny thing is though, like the book usually got a lot more.
Way more shit.
Way more detailed.
Yeah,
and like, if you can read, I can see you saying it's better.
Yeah.
But let's be completely honest.
Yeah.
What is better, a movie? Because if you take a movie that wasn't taken from a book, okay, I'll say this. How about this? A book can be better than the movie that's based off the book. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I do not think a movie made to be a movie could, if made to its best potential, could have a book be better than it. Like, I think a perfect movie is better than a perfect book.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Well, you have to be like the biggest book guy in the world to be like, this book's way better.
Dude, I read War and Peace. I'm like, dude, fucking what? You read War and Peace?
Sucked.
I read the Odyssey, and I read the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Oh my god.
I had to read that shit too.
Yeah.
I didn't read a word of it.
No. When we read that English class?
I did
high
English
school, right?
senior year. And
all right.
My senior English class was like the funniest, biggest waste of time ever.
Unreal.
I did nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. I did absolutely. I left. I just tell him, I walk in and be, yo, Mr. Heineck, he makes beer. I'd go in there and say, wait, yo, Heineck, I don't want to be here right now. Can I just go down the hall and talk to my coach? Like, I play ball.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. I'd leave and just like me and my coach would just sit there and watch film for like an hour.
That's unreal.
Class. Amazing.
Yeah.
He was last period too, so I could just leave the school if I felt like it.
Yeah. That's
leave early
so sick.
It was great.
You can't forget about those teachers that like really.
Never.
Those were like the best teachers.
Because I learned more
Way
from those
more.
interactions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you can do that.
Yeah, genuine human beings.
You know how hard, like, 'cause, I don't remember shit from my geometry class, but I do remember those moments, and I remember being able to, because, like, now I have, a skill, and it's not going to work with everybody, but I could go up to somebody, and I could say, like, hey, like, I don't think this is useful, what you're teaching me, in a respectful way, obviously, not like this. Can I do this instead? Mm-hmm. And sometimes people are cool. They might let you do shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can do other options. You can be creative with how you want to do your work schedule, even. Like, in interviews. Like, I say things that I bet other people wouldn't say in interviews just because I want to get, like, my personality across.
Yeah.
Like, who I am.
Yeah, be different.
And I've realized that from those conversations with this guy. I just talked to him like he was, like, a friend, and he'd let me do what I wanted.
I agree. I could say the same thing. Like, I had one of those teachers, too, where it was, like, junior year, Miss Clausen, like, I didn't learn shit.
of the information.
Yeah, like, nothing. Just, like, but being able to, like, talk to her about anything was, like, the coolest part of that class.
100%.
So,
and you want to be that way, too. Like, it kind of teaches you, like, a way to be, like, don't take yourself too serious.
Exactly.
Don't take it personally, either. If, like, I don't want to know about Iliad and the Odyssey. Like, he would never take that personally. He just knows it's not my cup of tea.
Exactly.
What is my cup of tea is basketball. Yeah. He knows that.
That's what you want to learn
so
about.
He'd let me go do my thing with basketball. He'd let me go
dope.
watch some film. Not every day. I'm not saying I did. I didn't skip every day. But
no,
But, like, I just, like, every once in a while, I bet, yo, like, I'm leaving for 20 minutes today.
Yeah.
You all right? And he was like, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, he was always chill about it.
And that's a guy you won't forget.
Never going to forget Heineck.
You'll forget every other fucking teacher when they talk, like, if they just sucked, you know?
Shout out to the Medford Brewing Company.
Is that his stuff?
That's his beer.
That's cool.
He's got it in a bunch of places, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think, like, it's, like, doing pretty well.
Wow.
I think he makes good money as a teacher. Good for him. Yeah, he's probably
awesome.
balling. That's probably why he was so stress-free.
Yeah, he was like, I don't give a shit what you do.
He's like, I'm raking.
I'm chilling, dude. I'm going to quit, like, next year.
For real. He was a little older, but he's the guy. Yeah, so Burpee, we're at an hour 25.
Wow.
We've been rolling. Yeah, so it's 6:36. We got to get to softball.
Oh yeah, we got to do it.
So here's what I'll say. What did you think of your experience? Did you have fun?
I had a great time. Honestly, I just thought like we were like this is like hour 26 is very surprising.
Yeah, what'd you think we were at? Like
I'd say 40.
40. Wow.
Yeah.
See, that means it was a really good one.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Double the time. But yeah, I had a ball too. I'm glad you were able to come on, dude.
I'm happy you had me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you too. Thank you very much. Bye bye, everybody.
See ya.